Hey guys, today I'm going to be showing you how to make this walkthrough aquarium. I originally posted a similar build on Reddit and got asked to make a tutorial for it, so I hope this is helpful. Leave some comments down below on what you think. But alright, let's get straight into it. So here's a list of building materials I provided for any of you that want to build something like this in a survival world. For those of you building creative, obviously you don't need this many materials, but you can still use this list as a reference for what you need beforehand. So starting out, what you'll want to do is set out a 3-block space. On either side of this space, you'll want to put down a Prismarine brick. And then on either side of these Prismarine bricks, you'll want to put down 5 Dark Prismarine. Then you'll want to start working on the side. This is going to be about 22 Dark Prismarine bricks across. And then you'll just want to copy what you did on the other side at the beginning. And then fill in the rest of the 22 blocks. So you should have something that looks like this. Next thing you want to do is start on the entrance. You want to make this 7 blocks high. And then connect it in the middle, just like this. And we're going to do that on the other side. Next, you can go in with your Dark Prismarine and start making this alternating block pattern, ending with Dark Prismarine and then bringing that down to complete the wall. Then you'll just want to copy that on the other side, and then fill in the line underneath it with Prismarine bricks. Something I like to do is put Sea Laterns at the end of this line. And then we're going to go to the other side and copy that. So that's Dark Prismarine, then a Prismarine brick, and you just alternate it like that, ending with Prismarine, filling that in, then doing it on the other side. We're going to do the same thing, fill in this line with bricks. And then add in the Sea Laterns. Next thing you want to do is take your smooth stone slabs, just put 3 down, and then fill in this area with Prismarine slabs. And then ending it with, of course, 3 more stone slabs. Should have something that looks like this. Then you'll want to outline the slabs with Prismarine bricks. Now we're going to go in and just fill in the walls. I like to do this pattern of Sea Lantern, then 2 Dark Prismarine, and then another Sea Lantern all the way to the end. This will just provide some more light inside of your aquarium later on when you fill it with water and all the other decorations. I'm going to go ahead and repeat that pattern above down here. So we're going to put Sea Lantern, 2 Prismarine, Dark Prismarine blocks, another Sea Lantern, and then follow that pattern down to the end. And then I'm going to go ahead and do that on the other side. Alright, so I skipped ahead just so that I can make this video a bit shorter. All I did here was repeat the pattern on the other side of the wall, and now I'm filling it in with Dark Prismarine. Go to the other side and fill that in with the Dark Prismarine. Now we're going to go back to the entrance and fill in the holes we left with glass. I like to use blue glass. In my original build I did this sort of checkered pattern, but with the resource pack I'm using to make clear glass, the checkered pattern doesn't come out looking as it did before. So now that we have glass on either sides of the entrance, let's go ahead and start off with the roof. For the roof, I just use Prismarine Bricks, so I'm just going to fill it in. So what you want to do is leave one half, or well, it's not exactly one half, but one part of the aquarium open. This is going to be the space that we'll put dolphins in. Dolphins you can't keep in an enclosed area, they need some space above them to jump. So what I do is stop building the wall off on the side, and then I build this extra layer of bricks. Now the goal here is to have 2 blocks above the water so that dolphins can jump freely, but they won't jump out of the aquarium. And then we're just going to put this extra line of Prismarine bricks on the inside just to create a nice border. Then we're going to do it on the other side. And then we're going to fill in this with glass. You'll want to leave yourself space on either sides just so that you can get in and out, and the workflow will be more efficient for when you're decorating. So let's do that on the other side, leaving ourselves space. You'll have 4 spaces that you can go in and out of. And then what you'll want to do is go ahead and take out some signs and place them on the glass. This is basically just going to prevent water from going everywhere. And after we've done that, we're going to go ahead and fill in our space with water. Now if you're on survival, what I did was basically fill up my inventory with maybe like 3 stacks of water buckets, filling them with water and then just coming back and filling in the space. I just did that back and forth until it was full. But of course, if you're in creative, then you can just fill it up really quickly. So on the side, you'll want to put your dolphins. You'll want to make sure it looks like this with 2 blocks above the water. And then we're going to get into making our coral. Here I'll be using all the different colored coral blocks, kelp, seagrass, and the sea pickles. What I like to do is sort of just alternate the colors of the coral. I don't like to put, red by red or blue by blue. I try to use every color. Sometimes I'll leave 1 space between the coral, sometimes I'll leave 2. It just depends what kind of structure you're making, what kind of shape. You don't want them too squished together, but you don't want them too far apart. And then you'll basically have something that looks like this. I didn't do this in my original build, but something you can always do is add more blocks behind just to kind of give it more depth. So I'm going to go ahead and do the other side real quick. Okay, so I went ahead and did the other side. So now you should have 2 sides in your aquarium with these coral blocks. And then what you're going to do is go in with your kelp. I don't recommend putting kelp on every block beside each other and on every line. It kind of makes it too busy. You don't want it to be too full of kelp. Too distracting. So what I like to do is space them out, place them a bit randomly like this. Gonna go ahead and do the other side. Alright, so now that we have both sides of kelp, what you're going to want to do is go in with your seagrass. I do the same thing with the seagrass that I did with the kelp. I kind of place it randomly, but I don't fill in every empty block with seagrass because then it's going to look a little bit too forced. We want it to give it a kind of natural, organic feeling. Alright, then I'm going to go ahead and do the other side. So now that you have all the seagrass placed, then you'll go in with the sea pickles. Same thing with the sea pickles, I just kind of place them randomly on the coral, on the ground. If you want a little bit more light, you can place 4, but I just kind of alternate the amount. I try to put them really spaced out, not too crowded. Gonna go ahead and do the other side. So after you've done this, then we're gonna go ahead and get our coral fans and just add a bit more depth to the look of this aquarium. What I like to do is not put the same color of coral on the same colored coral block. So I don't put red coral fans on the blocks, on red blocks. Don't put yellow on yellow blocks, etc. I just like to mix up the colors. This is also done in kind of a random fashion. Just do whatever looks good to you, honestly. The one thing I don't do is put coral on the glass or on the floor. And so that just kind of adds to the look, makes it look a lot more finished. So after we have all these coral fans put down, what you can do is add some more sea lanterns just to kind of brighten up the space. It can get a bit dark without shaders. If you're using shaders and dynamic lighting, then it'll look pretty bright, but and then you just go in and put your fish. If you're in survival, obviously you're going to have to use a lot of buckets to get a lot of fish to place in your aquarium. I would recommend maybe just a two and a half stacks of tropical fish, just to really fill your aquarium, but not too much. And I just murdered this poor fish. Okay. So something I didn't mention originally in the building materials that kind of slipped my mind were sponges. Something you can add into your aquariums just to even take the look further are using wet sponges on the ceiling. Of course, make sure they're wet because if you put dry sponges in, obviously all your hard work in putting the water is going to be a bit wasted, and you're going to have to put water back in there. I did spawn some turtles, but the way you can get them in survival is leading them to your aquarium with seagrass. They'll follow you for long distances just doing that, just like, you know, with any animal. Wheat with cows, carrots with pigs. The only thing with the sponges is that when you're doing it on the side with the dolphins, you will need to build out some Prismarine bricks. You can always remove these, but yeah, you'll have to do that because there aren't any blocks to place them. So in the end, you should have something that looks like this. With your fish, some turtles. I'm going to go ahead and go in here and add just another sponge. Sometimes I can be a little perfectionist, and if something looks off or unbalanced, then I have to add something. And you'll just want to close that back up. Oh, well, there goes another fish. Okay, so as you can see, I have some dolphins over here. I'm going to be showing you how I originally got dolphins into my aquarium in my survival world. What you can do is, if you have them beside your aquarium, you can just sort of build this thing out of dirt. If you're taking them from the ocean, you'll have to obviously build something a bit longer, but I went ahead and made a small pool over here and spawned dolphins just to give you a general idea of how I did it. Doesn't really matter what it looks like. It doesn't have to be exactly this. It's just something that you can pour water in. I don't know why I'm putting that extra dirt there, but anyway, take a lead, put it on a dolphin, and then all you have to do is basically swim up the water. The dolphin will be pulled with you, and you plop them right there into your aquarium. To get rid of the lead, you can just place down a fence, put the lead on it, then break those two things, and voila, you have a dolphin. You can use this to get as many dolphins as you want, but personally I like to limit it to just 2 dolphins. I don't like to go too crazy with dolphins and turtles. I usually only put 2 of each. Then you can just get rid of whatever thing you built to bring your dolphins in. In my case, all this random dirt. And so yeah, after all that, you should have something that looks like this. Sometimes dolphins will just decide to get stuck at the bottom. So if that happens, what you do is just come in here, take a lead, and you can just pull them out like that. So here I'm going in with the lead, and alright, they got themselves unstuck. So no need for that, but if it does happen, just remember that you can use a lead to move them. But yeah, you should have something that looks like this. So that was my tutorial for this walkthrough aquarium. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope it was helpful. I hope that it was easy to follow along with. Since this was my first video, I'd love to get some feedback. Leave me a comment on what you think I did well, what you think I could do better. If you enjoyed the video, then please like, subscribe to me. I don't have a lot of videos, obviously this is my first one, but I'm hoping to create more videos like this in the future. Some showcases of my builds, tours, that sort of thing. Let me know what you'd like to see, if you'd like to see anything. Thanks.